Welcome once again to our continued YouTube video series focusing on excelling in law school. My name is Christopher Neufeld, a lawyer with Neufeld Legal. And in this particular YouTube video, we will be discussing the importance of focusing on your weaknesses as opposed to your strengths when you prepare your study plans and your study approach in law school. Now, the reason we say and we emphasize that you need to be focusing on your weaknesses is derived from the fact that law school is extremely intense. And when you got to focus your energies accordingly. There is a high demand on your energy. And what you need to really be thinking of is how do you rationalize your energy and how do you overcome the challenges that you're going to find in studying, preparing, and succeeding in law school. Well, it means that the parts that you identify, and you got to take the time to identify that are challenging and are your perceived weaknesses, need to gain special attention. And when I mean gain special attention, it means that when you look at your schedule and you identify your prior premium times when you have optimal energy and optimal focus, those are the times that you have to set aside for doing those topics, those issues that are your weakness. You don't want to be taking your strengths and burning through that quality time to reinforce what you already know. No, what you need to be doing is focusing on those aspects which pose a problem for you, whether in testing, in paper preparation, or otherwise, and using that high energy time, high focus time to get those aspects covered. You're not going to necessarily get them to the level of your strengths, but what you need to be able to do is bring them up to such a level that they are not an overburdensome problem or hurdle for yourself as you move forward. Because what's going to happen is if you can grasp those topics, gain knowledge and strength from having not necessarily conquer them, but overcome them, then your other studying will just naturally flow from there. You won't be stressed. You should not be gaining too much anxiety, but instead you're going to be focused because the hard parts have been covered. Now you can start focusing on your strengths, the stuff that you're passionate about. And the thing is, those aspects will naturally feed upon themselves because instead of worrying about stuff that you need to do, you already have done it. And now you're going to be focusing on the parts that you're passionate about, the parts that you're enthusiastic about, and the parts that drove you to go to law school in the first place and continue to drive you forward. So those aspects, you almost have to make it, I'm going to take on these parts because I really want to get on to the next parts. That's what you got to be doing. That's how you got to be looking at it. You can't be saying, well, I'm going to push it off. I'm going to wait till later. That is a recipe for disaster. It's going to cause problems down the road. Instead, you got to say, and you almost have to go take a look. Where do you foresee you're going to be having issues with? When you went through the course outline, where did you see there are going to be problematic parts for you that you're not going to be so enthusiastic about, where it's something that's unfamiliar for yourself? Those are the areas that you got to start early, have a structured plan, and do it in your high energy periods. The other stuff will just naturally flow. You can't not schedule for them, but they cannot be prioritized in your schedule. The priority of your schedule needs to be for your weaknesses, and you have to build out of that. Yes, you can infuse your strengths if necessary into it, so that reinforces your vigor, your energy, and your sense of conquest in your legal pursuits and your studying efforts. But they cannot be the focal point in your high energy periods in the beginning of your study. Instead, weaknesses need to be turned into positives. They need to be that snowball that builds and allows it to consume the other aspects because you've overcome the biggest hurdle. Now everything else should be downhill. as opposed to finding yourself in an uphill battle at the last minute. Once again, we hope you have found this particular YouTube video informative. Please like the YouTube video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and provide us with your comments as we continue to build forward in providing yourself with insights and reflections and ways that we hope will better prepare you to succeed in law school and advance to a very fulfilling legal career. Thank you.